Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I'm Donna, and my channel is Much Ado About Something. My Much Ado About Something tonight is 5 frugal tips that I wanted to share with you. Um, Simple tips to help you that's helped me over the years. I think being frugal can be a personality trait, but it can also be learned. I have friends that are a lot more frugal than me, and I have friends that are a lot more extravagant than me. But over the years, I have learned to be frugal for budget's sake. I got married when I was 18 and I wanted to be frugal, uh, to make our budget stretch. We raised 3 children and I wanted to do the best with our money that I could. I was a homemaker a lot of those years and we were on one income, so it was important for me to be frugal. And I also, as I've gotten older, I've wanted to be more environmentally conscious. So I've learned to be more frugal, simply uh, to be more environmentally conscious. And then the third reason that I wanted to share these frugal tips is just simply not to waste, to be thankful for what we have and make the most out of what we have and not waste products. I don't think anybody buys a product with the intention to waste it. So careful use of the things that we have will prevent that, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to share some tips with you. And if you have any better tips than these, be sure to share them in the comments with me. I'd be interested to see what things you do that are frugal. My first frugal tip is dishwashing liquid. I hand wash all my dishes by choice. I don't mind doing that. It helps me take care of my dishes. I use a small bottle like this and I buy a refill, and this dishwashing liquid is concentrated 3 times, so I want to be careful not to use an excessive amount. I was watching a cleaning video and this young woman was cleaning her beautiful house, and when it got to the end after she had put her dishes in her dishwasher and she was cleaning her sink, she just squirts a ton of dishwashing liquid in her sink. It was enough to clean that sink 10 times. And I was like, I wonder if she even realizes how much she's using, or if she just doesn't care. I mean, it was a tremendous amount of soap in that sink, and it was going down the sink, and it was costing money. And I've done things like that too. And over the years, I've learned what a waste that can be. And so I wanted to share those tonight. A good way to measure your dishwashing liquid so that you're not using so much. I know sometimes when you squirt it out, it can really come out. But if you use a dishwashing pump, if you put your dishwashing liquid in a pump, if you buy it, I bought in this pump. And this pump, one squirt is exactly about how much you need. It's exactly a teaspoon, and a teaspoon will wash a whole sink full of dishes. That's all you need is just a teaspoon. You don't need a huge amount, and it'll clean your whole sink. And if you don't want to buy your dishwashing liquid already in a pump, Grove has a pump. I noticed with this pump I have to press it about twice to get a teaspoon, but it's really good, and you can refill it. And that's my first tip for you, is just don't use an excessive amount of dishwashing liquid. I like to buy Dawn because I make other products with it, and you can just use a few drops and mix in, and it's multi-purpose for more than one use. So. But measuring out your dishwashing liquid will keep you from using an excessive amount. My second tip is just to use a simple soap whenever you need to. I've got this little soap dish and this scrubber, and so sometimes I don't need to run a whole sink to wash a few things. I can just brush this little brush over this soap and just clean a few things. So my second tip is not to use more than you need, not to run a whole sink, and use a whole teaspoon if you only need a little bit of soap. My third tip for you is to use concentrated cleaners. I like Dr. Bronner's concentrated soap. It's got 10 uses on this bottle, And there are more. It says on here, if you contact lisabronner.com, you'll her website, there's a lot of other uses for Dr. Bronner's soap. There's a lot of varieties of this soap, a lot of different scents, and I really enjoy using it. But concentrated soaps like this soap will last a long time. This big bottle right here, you can do a lot with it, and it goes a long way. Grove also has concentrated cleaners. They come in these little bottles, and you can refill your spray bottles that you already have, the cleaners that you already use that you've cleaned out really well, or you can buy your spray bottles from Grove. So concentrated cleaners are a good way to save money and to not use more than you need. And it doesn't have to be expensive brands. There's brands at the Dollar Tree that you can buy. And my fourth tip for you is laundry detergent. I took a Sharpie. I don't know if you can see this, but inside this cup, I took a Sharpie and I marked on here how much you need for a load. I'll try to show it to you where you can see it. That lowest line, it already has a mark in here, but I just took a Sharpie and went over the top of it so that you could see on here how much detergent you really need. Now you get this big cup, and there's when I can remember when I first started washing clothes, I thought you were supposed to fill this whole cup up for every load of laundry, and that's what I did. And wow, I mean, the top mark on here only goes to a little above half in there. So for your biggest load of laundry, you only need half of this cup. Look how much I wasted without even realizing it. And then there's 5 marks in here for 5 different size loads, and the lowest load is just a tiny bit. So pay attention to your laundry detergents and make sure you're not using an excessive amount. Grove makes this dispenser, and it's great. And what I noticed about it when I measured it out in here was it goes to the bottom load, so it's enough for one load. So when you pour this out, it automatically dispenses enough for one load, so you're not wasting an excessive amount of laundry detergent, which can be very expensive. Laundry detergent can really cost. But that's a major tip. Just don't use more than you need. If you anytime you use more than you need, it's a waste. And my 5th tip for you is when you use your toothpaste, you know you only need a pea-sized amount of toothpaste. So that would be that amount right there. You know, on the toothpaste commercial, it goes from one end to the other. There's a little curl over here and a little curl over here. Well, their job's to sell more toothpaste. The right way is you only need a pea-sized amount of toothpaste to brush your teeth. Isn't that amazing? How much have we been wasting? How much have we been putting down the sink, not realizing that we didn't need that much? Well, I hope this helped you. It's just a few 5 simple things to think about whenever you use these products, whenever you use the things around your home, these 5 things, and hopefully it'll encourage you to not waste and to think about the environment and to help your budget. Thank you for letting me share them with you tonight. Until next time.